This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. If you go to theyoungturks.com/GoDaddy, you get the best promo codes in the world.
Martin Luther King Day today, and one thing that I found interesting and striking was J.C. Johnson, if I'm pronouncing that first name right, it's J-E-H. He is the general counsel for the Defense Department, and he came out recently at an event to commemorate Martin Luther King and said Martin Luther King would have really liked the wars we're in now. Okay.
It seems totally inconsistent. I mean, even if you were, Martin Luther King could not stand war. He didn't want war in Vietnam. He didn't want, his whole objective was to gain, his goals through peace. Barbara Lee, who is the only representative in Congress, still in Congress, represents Oakland, I don't know what district of California that is, was the only person to vote against the Afghan war in the wake of the 9/11 attacks. I mean, days later, weeks later perhaps, maybe a month later. She was the only person to vote against it and invoked Martin Luther King. There's no way to suppose, there's no evidence, he may have voted for him, but there's certainly no evidence in anything he did that would dictate that he would be in favor of the Afghan wars.
Yeah, it's inconceivable that he would have been supportive of these, and by the way, it was wars.
Yeah.
Imagine Martin Luther King being in favor of the Iraq War. Oh, you want to go into a random Muslim country and kill some folks? Yeah, I'm on board. Yeah, that's
this war is so much fun. Right. Now that we're having such a good time in Afghanistan, let's all go to Iraq. It's going to be great.
To give you a sense of it, now I read this direct quote earlier in the day. I'm going to paraphrase it for you. Martin Luther King once said, look, it's interesting how they want me to be, and they're very happy when I espouse nonviolence towards Jim Clark, to use a random name, a random American name.
Jim Clark was the sheriff. He wasn't a random name. He was a sheriff in Selma, Alabama.
Oh, that's a great point, Michael. Yeah. I didn't know that. So that's very specific. Yeah. They want me to be nonviolent towards Jim Clark, and they love it when I say that. And I'm paraphrasing here. Yeah. He said, but when I say let's also be nonviolent towards brown children in Vietnam, somehow that's an outrageous statement. Right. That's what Martin Luther King said. Now, you think he would have been in favor of random violence against brown children in Iraq?
Of people who did absolutely nothing to us? It wasn't even retaliatory? No, there's no way. Here's the thing. The guy may be right. Maybe King would have done it, but there's no way to assume. If you're going to assume anything, you're going to assume the exact opposite, that he would have been diametrically opposed to any of the actions we've taken in the Middle East.
And King has said on many, many occasions, he said, I'm not just opposed to Vietnam, as Michael started out with. He said, I'm opposed to solving problems through violence and war, etc. I don't think it helps. I think it's counterproductive. And to take a guy like that who has an enormous track record and pretend that he would love these new wars, which in some ways Iraq is certainly more senseless even than Vietnam, it's an insult to his name, especially in the middle of an event commemorating him, especially the Defense Department ironically saying this. Yeah. I mean, are there no bounds of reason?
There is a bomb!
Well, there is a bomb, but I meant...
Sometimes I feel discouraged.
All right. But on the other hand, of course, as you all know...
I know that it is true, the truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne.
Yes, sir.
That is another part of that great statement. Yet that scaffold sways the future. Yes, sir. Behind the dim unknown standeth God within the shadows, keeping watch above his own. Yeah. William Cullen Bryant is right. Truth crushed the earth will rise again. The Bible is right. You shall reap what you sow. And we shall overcome.
That's Martin Luther King.
Cenk, if you want to buy a domain name, you want to know the best website to go to?
I already know it. GoDaddy.com.
First of all, they have 24/7 customer service.
If you want to download GoDaddy's free iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry app, boom, on your phone instantly. And if you go to theyoungturks.com/GoDaddy, you get all of our promo codes, like TYT1 gets you 10% off from all of your orders.
TYT3 gets you a .com domain for only $7.99.
You can't beat that.